In this video, we're going to talk about how to live your life fully every day. Now, it doesn't mean that you're off running and playing sports and then going off to the restaurant and then spending 15 hours in the office. No, living your life fully every day is where you are not coming to any conclusion about how something should be. It's that real sense of curiosity so that nothing is a problem and everything is a possibility, which means that you create the space where you can actually create what is possible.
Hi, I'm Chutisa Bowman.
I'm Steve Bowman.
And you are watching Life Mastery TV. Most people think living life fully every day, meaning have their diary packed full of activities, have their every moment of their life doing something. Being busy all the time. That's not what we are talking about here.
What we're talking about here is the willingness to be in a constant state of creation. It's the sort of what else is possible here? What else can I add to my life? The whole energy behind, okay, so how can I outcreate what's going on at the moment? Living your life to the fullest possible is about having no fixed point of view about what that should look like.
So it is about living life from adventure, from curiosity, from having infinite choice and infinite possibilities.
So we've got some great tools that we've found works in our life that we'd like to share with you to actually help you create the life you know is possible.
These are the tools that we are using ourselves every day. For me, living life fully is about living life from the adventure of it. It's not from plan, it's not from fixed point of view, but from the space of what else is possible in my life. So every day, I always wake up in the morning and ask, who am I today? And what grand and glorious adventure would I be having on this day?
Well, it just means that you wake up at the very start of the day with a sense of adventure, without having to worry about what happened yesterday, without going into the story of all the things that didn't work out the way that you decided they should have worked out yesterday and the day before. But to say, okay, so who am I choosing to be today? What grand and glorious adventure can I have today? Now, you don't necessarily have to say it out loud. You can, but it's the energy of that. As soon as you wake up, if you tap into that energy of, okay, so who am I today? What grand and glorious adventure can I have today? You can't help but to start the day off different.
It's an amazing question because it sets yourself up to create yourself new every day. And what I mean by that is you stop living based on the past. So when you ask the question, who am I today? Not who was I yesterday? Who am I today? Meaning you're making a choice to create yourself totally new today, not based on yesterday, not based on the past. So try this out. Every morning before you get out of bed, ask, okay, who am I today? And what grand and glorious adventure could I be having today?
Now, one of the practical things of this is don't try and identify and say who you're going to be during the day. When you say, who am I going to be today? Who am I today? Then if you wake up and you're cranky and you say, who am I today? Well, I'm cranky. Okay, well, at least you know you're being cranky. But you know also you have another choice. So who am I today is not something where you're looking for the answer. You're not trying to find the name of who you're going to be today. It's just the energy. So who am I choosing to be today? Who am I today? What grand and glorious adventure can I have? And what it does essentially is resets all of the trauma, the drama, the intrigue, the stories, everything that's happened up until that very moment. And it resets it to zero. So you actually have full choice.
I love that example, Steve, because when you said, if you wake up in the morning and feeling really angry, irritated, and cranky, but when you ask that question, who am I today? You allow yourself to say, I have a choice here to stay cranky, upset, and frustrated, I can make different choice, to have fun, to have joy, and to look for different possibilities.
And for those of you who are in any sort of relationship, it's one of the most amazing tools. Imagine if every day you woke up to a new person, and that new person was you, and the person next to you. It is one of the most amazing tools and very, very simple to use, yet most people will refuse to even consider it as a possibility.
And the second tool that we really would like to invite you to use is become aware when you actually function from conclusion, projection, expectation, and judgment. Because whenever you choosing to do that in your life, you actually step back into the past, step back into trauma and drama. So if you're able to let go of conclusion, projection, expectation, and judgment, just imagine what you could create, what adventure you can create in your life.
One of the great questions that I personally use is I ask myself, is there any conclusion in that? And 9 times out of 10 there is. The key in all of this is not to judge yourself, it's just to be aware, there is a conclusion in there. You don't have to even work out what that conclusion is. Just recognize that you'd already formed a point of view that you had decided was the right point of view, and therefore whatever comes out of your mouth or whatever actions you take are aimed at actually proving that point of view. Now that's a conclusion. So what would it be like if you just were in that question? So is there any conclusion in this? Yes, okay, well what if there wasn't any conclusion? How would I look at it then? That is one of the most powerful things that you can do, both in your life but also in your business.
So the third tool, and it's very important tool here, is that to be aware when you are living on the autopilot mode. And we all do. That's why I'm inviting you to be aware when you are actually living on autopilot mode.
Now, have any of you started off your day and before you know it, it's 8:30 at night time and you look at yourself in the mirror and say, where did that day go to? Being on autopilot mode is where you literally are just going and doing the things that you've always done because that's the way you do them. So being on autopilot mode is just where you actually don't recognize that you've got choice in everything. You just done it that way, so you'll continue to do it that way. Now it's not wrong. Don't judge it. Don't feel it's bad. It's probably not the best choice that you could make. But if you choose to get out of autopilot mode, what that does is it starts to open up immense possibilities for you, your life, your business if you have a business, and everything around you, because then you start to see the infinite possibilities that are actually available to you.
So all you need to be aware of here is whenever you are stepping into autopilot mode, you can step out of autopilot mode by making different choices.
So how do they get out of autopilot mode? Now there's a great question.
Just make the choice. I am in autopilot mode. So what can I be and do different here to allow me to be present in the here and now? So to live your life fully every day, imagine what it would be like if you live the life from the generative moment of what else is possible.
So if you like this video, don't forget to click the button
and the bell,
because what that does is enables you to get alerted when we post a new one, and we've got lots of new ones that we've got in the planning stage for you. So hope to see you on the next video.
Bye for now.